You're pacing around the locker room. You're trying to stop all those butterflies you feel in your stomach. You're looking at your teammates and they seem to be totally calm. You start wondering, am I actually ready for this? Today, I am breaking down pre-game anxiety, all of those nerves, and I'm here to tell you it's not a sign that you lack confidence. It's actually proof that your body is priming itself for the battle, the competition. You know what the problem actually is? It's not the anxiety, it's how you're misinterpreting it. I am going to show you today exactly how you can hijack that nervous energy, that adrenaline, and flip it into raw, aggressive power right before you're about to compete.
Hello, and thank you for joining the Champion Within podcast, your premier go-to spot for unlocking your winning mindset. Whether you're an athlete looking to elevate your game to the next level, a coach leading the charge, an enthusiastic parent cheering from the sidelines, or an educator molding young minds, the Champion Within podcast episodes are packed with value, sharing the tools and strategies to unlock your potential and rise to new heights. Hosted by mentor, coach, and mindset leader Kate McCauley. Let's sit back and enjoy today's episode while discovering your champion within. And now, here's Kate.
Welcome into the Champion Within. This is your host, Kate McCauley. If you are ready to stop letting those nerves dictate your play, your performance, today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Before we get into it, I want you to make sure that you hit that follow button. If you're on Apple Podcast, follow the show, Spotify, wherever you listen. Make sure you don't miss an episode. I drop them weekly. This is how you are going to level up and become mentally tough. Let's get into it. So you're in the locker room. It's loud. Inside you, it's feeling even louder. Maybe your heart is racing. Your hands might be a little shaky. Your stomach is feeling those butterflies. You start having all those thoughts creeping through your brain. What's wrong with me? I should be more confident by now. Let's get something out of the way here. Nothing is wrong with you. These nerves that you're feeling, it's actually proof that you're not weak, you're not unprepared, you're not ready. It's proof. It's proof for you that your body is gearing up for this battle, for the competition. The difference between the athlete who shrinks down in these big moments and that athlete who rises up and looks like they don't have any of the nerves, it's what they're doing with the nerves. Everybody is experiencing it. This is where you're going to flip this pre-game, pre-competition anxiety into your fuel. If you were ever at a track meet with me and my daughter, you will hear me say, use it as gasoline. I want this to be fuel for you. So when the athlete, if you're the coach or the athletic director, the parent, when your athletes learn how to reframe this and direct all this energy, instead of saying this is like all my nerves happening right now, and they start to redirect it and reframe it, their body is now their biggest advantage. Their brain is a weapon. Most athletes are never taught how to actually read their own bodies. They're just feeling this physical surge, the pounding heart rate, the fast breathing, sweaty palms, restless legs. They're tapping their feet. Then they really quickly slap a label on it for themselves, or someone else does, saying, I'm nervous. I'm not confident. I'm never confident. Something feels off. I'm off today. Our brain loves labels. People love to give labels. When we do this, we misinterpret what the real problem is here. Physically, what you're feeling before the game, before that big competition for my cheerleaders. I love working with my cheerleaders. This arousal, this adrenaline, the cortisol, the stress hormone, it is actually preparing you to focus, to react faster, and compete harder. It is the exact same physiological state as excitement. I teach the same thing to people in the corporate setting when they're about to present. I'm a keynote speaker. Of course, people get nervous before they speak. They compare this to like swimming with sharks. The same thing. This is nervousness, right? That is happening to your athletes. Same thing before you present. It is excitement. It's the same physical feelings. Your body doesn't have one setting for fear and another for game day hype. It has an on switch for pre-competition, and you're simply turning yourself on. But when an athlete decides that when this on button goes on, that I'm not ready, they start trying to get rid of these feelings, like pushing it away or ignoring it. They overthink, they withdraw, or they desperately attempt to calm down to zero. And when they're doing that, they're actually working against the very system designed inside their body that is meant to help them perform. You have a choice when this happens. You can treat these sensations, these physical feelings that you're feeling as a threat and start spiraling into this performance anxiety, or you can choose to see them as a signal that your system is switched on. You're going to lock in and get ready. You're ready to go. As a coach, as a parent, as an athlete, which one do you want them to choose? But they have to be taught how to do it. And it takes reps. It takes practice. It takes a mental performance coach to be helping them get into this zone and that it becomes automatic.
I need to jump in here. Coach, quick question. Do your athletes look amazing at practice, but when the game gets tight or you have a big competition, they panic, lose focus, fall apart, start talking negatively before they even compete, missed plays, bad body language, heads down? You know they have the talent, but pressure is winning. That's not a talent problem. That's a mental side of the sport problem. I run a team program called The Champion Within, where I train athletes using my CHAMP framework: confidence, habits, attitude, mental imagery, and purpose. I literally retrain their brains so they know how to stay calm, get focused, and compete like the champions they are. When the moments get big, they need to know how to regulate their nervous system. It needs to be automatic. The teams that win consistently, they train their minds, not just their bodies. Just go down to the show notes, click on the link, or send me a DM on Instagram with the word team, and I'll get you everything you need. Okay, let's get back to the podcast.
I want us to think about this anxiety appraisal. This is where we're going to use a very simple, but it's really a powerful tool. Instead of letting an athlete's brain tell them what this nervous reaction means, you are going to tell your brain what is happening. When you feel the heart pounding sensation, you feel those flips in your stomach, the butterflies, don't go silent and just sit there in your head, let the overthinking happen. Literally talk out loud. Say things like, I'm excited. My body is ready. The answer is yes. This is going to feel awkward. And it is going to take a little bit of time for this not to feel like, why is this so weird? Research is going to show that as we label these states, our performance is going to change. By calling it excitement, instead of saying, oh my gosh, I'm so anxious, or this is anxiety, whatever we want to label it, you're redirecting the meaning, the physical feeling, and you're actually changing how your body reacts. It's the same energy, it's just a different story. Instead of saying, I'm nervous, I might mess this up, the new story we're shifting to is, I'm fired up. This is my body getting me ready to compete. This is what we would call a pregame anxiety flip in action. You're no longer trying to fight this anxiety. Instead, you're going to align yourself. You're aligning your mind with it. As you do this over time, this is not magic beans, but it will become automatic. The butterflies that show up, your first thought isn't going to be like, oh God, it's game time. Oh no. It's going to be, I feel ready. I know exactly what to do. I can feel the energy in my body. I'm excited. I know what to do. Most athletes have these little superstitions or half-formed habits before competitions, maybe a certain song, a stretch, maybe they get a text from their mom or a dad. But without structure, These moments don't really anchor you. If you want to turn these nerves into actual power, you need a short, intentional pregame routine, and it needs to be this repeatable process. It has to be able to tell your brain and your body, this is exactly what we do before we perform. It does not need to be some big, long, dramatic thing. As a matter of fact, 5 minutes, 5 focused minutes is plenty. I want you to think of this 5-minute routine as a personal launching sequence. It's going to give you this structure so that when you feel these feelings coming up, that you're not just buzzing with all of this energy. Instead, you're directing it. You're not letting this pre-competition, all these nerves run wild. Step 1 is I want you to prime your brain with music. You can do this as an individual athlete or as a team. I would love to see each athlete have their own routine and then the team do it as a whole. That's how I would do it when you bring me in as your mental performance coach. Step 1 is to prime with music. Music is one of the fastest ways to shift state. Hello, father-daughter, mother-son dance. Why do you think everyone loves that? Think of a song right now that automatically gives you a memory, right? Music can shift state so quickly. And when you use it deliberately, it can help you regulate this arousal that you're feeling in your body. It can either turn the volume down if you're too amped up, or it could turn it up if you're too flat, if you need some hype for your team. For some athletes, this might mean that a high energy playlist is going to make you feel unstoppable. And for other athletes, they need a more calm, focused track that's quieting the noise so that they can lock in. This, again, is why I would have each individual athlete do their own, and then you come together as a team for a shorter pregame. Maybe it's not even 5 minutes. Maybe it's the length of one song. Remember, with music, you want to choose music that's going to match how you want to feel in the competition, not how you're already feeling in the locker room. During the first 1 to 2 minutes of this pregame routine, you're not just listening passively to this music. You're going to be pairing the music with that news story that you're telling your brain. This song is meant to be, it's my time. So this is when you're telling your brain, my body is turning on. I'm excited. I am ready. You're starting to tell the story to your brain now. Literally, you're talking to yourself. You don't have to say it out loud, but you can if you want. But over time, that song, it's going to become a cue for your brain. And as soon as you hear it, your system, your body is going to remember. All right, this is the pregame mode. We're in the pregame mode now. This is where I step into my identity as a competitor. Step 2, music is still playing. We're going to lock in with our breathing here. Your breathing is always your bridge between the nervous system and your mind. If your pre-competition nerves tip into complete chaos, shallow breathing, your tight chest, or your racing thoughts, your breath can bring you back to being controlled and getting yourself in a state of ready to compete. A simple breath pattern will work perfectly here. You're going to breathe in steadily through your nose for about a 4 count. Then you're going to exhale out through your mouth for a 4 count. Keep it simple. Repeat that for about 1 to 2 minutes. 4 in, 4 out. You're not trying to make yourself sleepy or totally calm. You're aiming for grounded. You want to stay sharp. You want to stay ready. You're not trying to get yourself spilling over into I'm still in my panic, and you're not trying to be completely chill either. You're right in the middle there. As you're inhaling, some self-talk could be my body's charged up. And as you exhale, I am ready. I can use this. My body's charged up. I'm ready. I can use this. When you're blending this breath and the self-talk together, you're teaching your body systems that this high arousal state that you're feeling is actually safe. You're not in danger. It's not a threat. You need to remind yourself of this over and over again so that even though you're feeling all of this energy, you're still in charge of it. Step number 3 is you're going to claim your identity statement here. This is the final part of this 5-minute pregame routine. And this is really the part that creates the biggest shift for my athletes. This identity statement helps them really get in the zone, and it really is the piece that defines who they are as a competitor, not what they hope happens today. It's not the outcome. It's not something like, I will score 3 goals. It is identity based, something along the lines of, I outwork everyone. Here's some great examples of athletes I have worked with. I am relentless every play. Let me think of some other ones. I am going to be physical and bring the pressure. I stay composed and make winning decisions. You need to create one that fits your role as an athlete on the team and, of course, your values. And it should be something that you would say. So say it out loud. Hear yourself say it. If you're creating this as an athlete or you're a parent or coach, when you say it, does this feel like something you would say? Because if it's not something you would say, it's not going to work. So try it again, maybe write it down. What sounds good for you? And when you're in this pre-game routine, if you're doing it as an individual, maybe before you do it as a team, you want to say this several times before the pre-game routine ends, before you step in with the team or onto the court, onto the track, onto the pool deck. By doing this, you're telling your brain, no matter what the scoreboard says, no matter who we're playing, this is who I am today. You can repeat that statement throughout competing if you need to, but your pre-competition nerves, they now have a job description. Now you have taken ownership and you are managing those pre-competition nerves. All that adrenaline, it's no longer just freely floating. It is directed by you. You are taking ownership and you are in control. Remember, you have music in the beginning, you hit play on your song or maybe a playlist, and as it starts, you're labeling those sensations like, I'm excited, my body's ready, turned on for competition. Yes, we're going. Then you start your breathing, shifting into the breathing pattern, 4 in, 4 out. You're using that self-talk, that you feel the energy, right? And that you're in control. Then your identity statement. I want you to use your posture, standing tall, walking, moving like the athlete you want to be as you repeat that identity statement with confidence. So if you're saying, I outwork everyone, your shoulders are back, chin up, you are saying this strong and confidently. And by the time you step out there to compete, nothing has been fixed, remember, because nothing was broken inside you. But instead, you have flipped that interpretation of all of that energy in your body that is a natural response. Everybody's feeling it. And what you did is you pointed it directly to what you wanted to do before you competed. This is how you're turning those nerves into your power. You're using it as fuel. Remember, coaches, parents, if you want to support this shift for your athletes or for your team, you play a huge role in this and how they're going to interpret their nerves. Don't say things like, don't be nervous or calm down. Ugh, if you've been here for a while, you know that I cannot handle. Calm down. Instead, I want you to normalize it. Use language that is going to reinforce this reframe. Say things like, those butterflies, that means your body is ready. Are you feeling that energy? Good. That means you're in game mode. Say things like, use that juice. Use that. That's your fuel. Or if you're like me, put some gasoline on it. Use the fuel. Remember, you want to encourage your athletes to build their own 5-minute pregame routine. Of course, I would love to come in and work with them as the mental performance coach. I do this in person and virtually. Go down to the show notes. Let's set something up. Because when they create this and they learn how to use breath work, these patterns and what their identity statement is, it captures who they are, then they can perform at their best. And this becomes a part of your team culture. And you create this whole environment where performance anxiety turns into an actual edge instead of burden. Don't forget that we're not erasing any anxiety that comes up for athletes. It's not about erasing these nerves. It's about teaching them that these nerves can actually help them. This can help them become confident. And when the pressure shows up, we need to learn what to do with it. It's an anxiety flip. It's a skill that absolutely can be trained, repeated, and they can own it. The best competitors in the world are feeling the same exact surge in their body before they perform, that fast heartbeat, tight stomach, the buzzing thoughts. The difference is they have learned how to interpret it. They have flipped the story. They know what to do with it. Instead of thinking, oh no, I'm so nervous, they know that this means it's go time, not get out of here, I can't do this. You don't need to wait until you stop being nervous to play free and fearless. You just need to have a process. I'm excited for you. I hope you step into your next competition game knowing that those nerves are not the enemy. That's actually your engine in there. That's the fuel. Use those nerves as your power. It's a choice that you can make every single time they show up.
Thank you for hanging out with Kate today. And whether you're going to coach, teach, cheer from the sidelines, or hitting the field yourself, remember, mindset is everything. Don't forget to follow the show for the latest episodes, as we all need a little extra motivation, humor, and sanity in our busy lives. Now, go and unleash your champion within you, one step at a time. We're always rooting for you.